Welcome to the LongBox Paradox, episode 37.5, previewing the upcoming new releases for, what are we at? 8/28/2019. Before I get started, there's some news coming out of the D23 Expo. So, Moon Knight is getting a series on Disney+. She-Hulk is another one of them. Miss Marvel, so expect the Miss Marvel books to start kind of skyrocketing. The Marvel Point One is going to be one to look for. The Captain Marvel number 17 alternate cover that first showed her. I think it's the second printing. Moon Knight, it could be all over the place what books might hit. Depends who the villains are going to be. Also, news that made me laugh hysterically. Kit Harington, Jon Snow, has been cast to play the Black Knight in the Eternals, Dane Whitman. So probably if you follow the way things have been, first appearances for a lot of these characters are going to start ballooning on eBay. I find it hysterical, though, that Kit Harington didn't want to be typecast after Game of Thrones, and he gets cast as the Black Knight. I just can't wait for him to be on there saying, "I never wanted to be the Black Knight, but I did, and now I'm king, but she's my queen, and I kneel to her. She's my queen." Sorry, it's a bad impression of Jon Snow, but I can't help myself. So now to get down to the nitty-gritty. Coming out from Image Comics this week, we have Ascender number 5. Just buy it. I don't need to really talk about it. Lemire, Dustin Nguyen, great story, great art. Just freaking fantastic. Also, solid coming right down the pipe, too. Black Science number 42, The End is Near. There's an A cover by Scalera and B cover by Andrew Robinson. The A cover is the one that is for me. We got Coffin Bound number 1, second printing. I wasn't over the moon about it, but it wasn't bad. Ice Cream Man number 14. People are kind of sleeping on this horror comic. I really liked it. I still like it. It is on my need to read is almost as soon as it comes out. Both covers are interesting. I kind of like the crossword puzzle one on cover A by Marazzo. And then we have from Dark Horse, Fight Club 3, number 8. The David Mack cover is the one I'm looking at. Stranger Things 6, number 4 comes out. Ton of covers for that. I'm not over the moon about it. Also, number 1 issue, Tommy Gun Wizards number 1 by Christian Ward, writing and art. There is a Declan Shalvey B variant, and basically the description in previews is Elliot Ness and his team of Untouchables work overtime, taking on dangerous criminals that hide in the seedy underbelly of 1930 Chicago, except in this world, Al Capone isn't dealing in alcohol, but in magic. With Lick, a drug that grants magical powers to anyone who ingests it. Interesting premise. Curious to see how that will be. I'll probably check out issue 1. IDW, the usual standard fare, a little bit of Disney, some DuckTales, G.I. Joe, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Star Trek, and then TMNT, number 97 comes out. There is also a number 96 second printing. The B cover by Eastman might be the one to look at, though. It features the new female Ninja Turtle. And I guess it's an earth-shaking lead-up to issue 100, so whatever that means. Anyway, the way some of the past issues have blown up a little bit, I thought I should talk about it. There's also Shredder in Hell number 4. The Eastman B cover is kind of interesting. Not as good as the Rise of the Foot Clan, but that actually was exceptional, that story. This, not so much. DC Comics, we get the usual mixed bag. Action Comics 1014 variant. It is the $4.99 cardstock variety. Or actually, it's a $3.99, according to this. Ben Oliver is the cover artist. And I really like that cover. Also, on the other variant is Brandon Peterson. I definitely like the Ben Oliver one a lot more. Batgirl number 38. This has the cardstock variant. You're the villain. Joshua Middleton. Great looking cover. I'm not totally over the moon about Batgirl's new costume or newest costume. It's okay though. It's just not what I want. Batman Beyond. Pretty great Chris Stevens cover on B variant. Really digging it. It's been an interesting run on Batman Beyond. It's been kind of all over the place up to this point. It's a mixed bag, but I still like it. And Batman Curse of the White Knight, written in art by Sean Murphy. And I'm definitely picking up the A cover because I just love Azrael. I've always kind of really liked Azrael, even though people hate the Azbats. I liked it. Also, Batman Superman number 1. Multiple covers for this. I'm a big fan of Joshua Williamson's writing. David Marquez on art. Unfortunately, it has to do with the dark multiverse, which I'm not over the moon about. Connecting covers. You have one side with Batman, one side with Superman, and of course the Batman Who Laughs, because we just can't get rid of that guy. He just hangs around and just stays. There is a Lionel Francis Yu variant. Not over the moon about that cover, to be honest. Actually, none of the covers really hit me in a way that I enjoy. Books of Magic number 11 comes out. I'm a fan of that series. Dark Harry Potter, basically. Detective Comics 1010. The variant is by Brian Hitch. I like it. It's actually kind of dynamic. So that will be on my list to pick up. Dial H for Hero. I don't love the cover, and I really hate the word blurb on it. That is, new phone, who dis? That's just kind of corny and cheesy. This kind of series kind of is, but whatever. Flash number 77, cardstock variant by Yasmin Putri. Not the greatest I've seen. It's not bad, but it's not as good as some of those Derek Chu covers, as well as I don't think it was Joshua Miller. I think it was Derek Chu. Those it's something there that I don't dig. Freedom Fighters number 8. It's been an entertaining run. I really like it. House of Secrets number 92, the facsimile edition. First appearance of Swamp Thing. Just a great issue. It's a great read. Pick it up if you've never read it or have it. Justice League number 30, cardstock variant. And it's Jay Anacleto. It's not too bad. I kind of dig it. Anacleto is kind of an acquired taste. Pardon me. The B variant is by Francis Manapul. Justice League Dark number 14. Now this one has a great cover by Clayton Crane. Definitely recommend it. It's of Man-Bat and it's fantastic. Martian Manhunter, the B variant, of course. It's Joshua Middleton. Just love his covers. Red Hood and the Outlaws number 37. Philip Tan cover. It's good. It's dynamic. I just hate the book. And then we have Wonder Woman number 77. I could not find a picture of what the cover is. It is a Jenny Friesen cover, though. I just couldn't find the picture of it. So probably have to find that later. And we move on to Marvel Comics. And Absolute Carnage number 2 comes out. And lordy almighty, there's a lot of covers. The Chichetto one I kind of really like. And the regular A cover by Stegman is good. Absolute Carnage, Lethal Protectors number 1. Again, lots of covers for this. The Bengal one is probably the one I'm kind of gravitating towards. Then we have Absolute Carnage, Miles Morales. Hey, do you see a trend happening here? A lot of Absolute Carnages. Clayton Crane cover, really good. I actually really like that, the way it's... there is a B variant that is classified, which I have no clue of what's going to happen in it. I'm sure it's probably meaningless. Amazing Spider-Man number 28. The Bengal Bring on the Bad Guys variant I very much like. It has Lady Craven. I can't remember the name of the character. It's been a while since I've actually seen her. There is also Avengers number 23, and that has Bring on the Bad Guys cover by Mike McCone. And I believe it's Count Nefaria on the cover. I think so. Captain America number 13. I've been enjoying that book a lot. The Alex Ross cover, of course, is fantastic. Doctor Strange number 18. It has a Marcos Martin cover with Nightmare on it, and it's him on the horse. I like the composition of the cover. Actually, a book that I don't think is going to do well is Fantastic Four Yancey Street number 1. It screams, no one's going to buy me. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 11. Great Andrew Robinson cover of MJ taking off the Spidey mask. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man's been a fairly good read lately. I've enjoyed it. House of X number 3. And not over the moon about the covers on this. The Jeff Deckel Psylocke cover is probably one of the ones I'll be looking for, as well as the Sarah Pichelli Marvel Girl Flower variant. Then we have Marvel Comics number 1000. Spin a wheel and figure out what cover you're going to get. I think I'm gravitating towards the Mark Brooks one, but there's just way too many covers of this, far more than it actually needs. And then, what do we got? Power Pack Grow Up number 1. I'm not sure how Power Pack will do. It's one of those books that when I was younger, I remember fairly had a good following, but it kind of petered off just as quick too. Runaways number 24 comes out. It's been an entertaining read. I'm not as into it as I was years ago when that first run came out. We also have She-Hulk Annual number 1. It's alright. I'm not in love with either of the covers. The Mirka Andolfo one's probably the one I'll pick up just because. Spider-Man Velocity number 1. The only reason why this is even on my radar, there's a great Gabriel Dell'Otto variant. Also, Star Wars Age of Resistance General Hux number 1. The Mike McCone puzzle one is what I'm looking at. Same with the Poe Dameron number 1. But that does have a Star Wars Greatest Moments cover, and it is with the speeder bikes on Endor. Thanos number 5, there is the Bring on the Bad Guys cover, and that's by Jung Jun Yoon. If I pronounce that wrong, I apologize dearly. Thor is out, and it's Jason Aaron with Mike Del Mundo. The bloom is off the rose with Thor for me since the War of the Realms. I just didn't care, and that hurts to even say that. Venom number 17, though. Oh boy, there is fantastic cover by Sungen Yoon. I am not sure if I pronounced that correctly, and I apologize again. The Kyle Hotz cover, though, is not bad at all for that as well. And we move on to Dynamite Comics. What does Dynamite Comics have out? Red Sonja. Lots and lots of Red Sonja, and that is basically it. Boom Studios, it is all about Buffy the Vampire Slayer Chosen Ones number 1. And the A cover by Evan Cagle is one I'm looking at. Although I did not hate the Helen Yoon cover. Probably can't go wrong with either one of them. And then it's the normal fare and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Steven Universe, and Dark Crystal. As far as the indie comics, the only one I'm kind of interested in is Killers from Valiant Comics. I actually really liked issue 1, tied into the Ninjak universe, or Ninja K, however you wanted to say it. I enjoyed it. I'm going to check out issue 2. I also want to touch on something. I noticed the blow up of Batman 77 on the aftermarket. So several things kind of mixing in with this, and it's kind of why I'm recommending everybody flip it now. So the thing that made this desirable was the big moment with Alfred getting his neck broken. Great. Deaths usually don't hold up. Alfred's a class character, but then again, I remember Joker cutting off his hand, and we saw how that stayed around. Perfect Storm, kind of like what happened with Walking Dead, where it just caught people unaware. So the sales on Batman have been declining. Not greatly, but it's noticeable. So all of a sudden, something like this happens, and the demand's all of a sudden there, and the issues aren't there. Like Walking Dead, how, Rick died, nobody had a clue it was happening, it just happened, and everybody got caught flat-footed. Same with the series ending. Everybody got caught flat-footed. Nobody knew it was happening. So, again, this is one of those, the demand suddenly popped up. I don't think it's going to hold its value. Actually, I'm 100% sure it's not. This is going to be undone. I'm sure of it. This is going to be some VR simulation or some other bullshit plot device by King. So it's just my warning of, don't hold it thinking you're going to make bigger money. Just flip it now, get what you can, end up ahead, especially if you bought multiple issues of it. Just while the iron's hot is when you need to hit, and that moment is now. So I'd just like to thank everybody who's taken the time to join me. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Be doing the Andy Muschietti It Chapter 1 review this weekend. Probably be posting it Monday. And then following up, I will be going to see It Chapter 2, all 2 hours and 45 minutes of it. And we'll have a non-spoiler review. Also, next month, we'll have a new episode of the Inked Panels Graphic Novel Book Club with myself and Gambit. I believe we're going to pick a big 2 book this month. Not sure what, but we realized we've been giving too much love to Image, so we didn't want to talk about something else, at least to get to a broader audience. So thank you, and take care, and good hunting this Wednesday.